On the road to Macstock with Kirschen Seah, a free-range coder. This is MacVoices. Today's MacVoices is supported by MacVoices After Dark. Uncensored, off-topic, and always off the wall. MacVoices After Dark is available as a benefit to our Patreon subscribers. Sign up at patreon.com/MacVoices. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, we're getting farther and farther down the road to Macstock. That means we're closer and closer to going to Crystal Lake, Illinois for a weekend of fun with our friends, the friends we know, the friends we haven't met yet at Macstock Conference and Expo. We want to see you there because you're going to get to see people like Kirschen Seah, who is this time's Road to Macstock guest. Kirschen, it's great to see you again.
Lovely to see you too, Chuck. Oh, it's another year, another Macstock.
It seems like it was just yesterday, but I know it's been a whole year since we all got together, and we get to do it again this year.
Indeed. It will be great meeting new friends and getting in touch with people we've seen over the years.
And, of course, great presentations by a lot of the people we know. There's some new presenters this year. You're back, though, as a presenter again. I've honestly lost track of how many times you have been on stage at Macstock. Do you know?
Oh, wow. Several years. I think at least five. Yeah, at least five. Last year, I was there, then going this year. And yeah, at least three before that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so every year you, since you're a coder, you sort of have in the past taken on coding projects. Are you going to do a coding project this year or something brand new?
Yes, indeed. It's coding related, but it's also related with home automation. It's the title of the presentation is leveling up home automation, and the idea is we'll be following on. I know Jeff is giving a precursor presentation this year, but how to get started with this new thing called home automation is what he's doing, and I'm doing the follow up, which is now you set up your home, you've got some basic automation, basic lamps, switches. I'll be taking a look at what else you could put into your home to make things more easy and convenient, like switches that you could press and trigger events, and as well as looking at other esoteric home kit accessories like water sensors if you're living in a place that you want to monitor basement leaks and so on. There are other devices you can do. There are also garage door openers and so on. But what I want to focus on is how do we make better use of all these gadgets that we've got in our home automation system, and perhaps look at some of the ways that we could use timed automation, maybe triggering automations based on button pushes or time of day, or even a spoken command to the S-Lady, for example. So we can do interesting things with setting up maybe our home theater in the basement, ready to watch a movie by either pressing a button somewhere or speaking a word to the HomePod, for example. And other automation things that I'm looking at include writing a little Apple shortcut script that would run through a series of steps that sets things up, make alarms, make a timer, for example, as part of that script that also turns on lights and sets up different modes in the home. For example, a prepare for bed or a have a nap kind of script. So these are a couple of things I'll be looking at, as going to the next level in home automation.
That's interesting. The next level, because a lot of us, sometimes me included, don't feel like we've gotten off the first level the way we should. I get accustomed to being able to turn the lights on, turn the lights off. And I'm not going to summon anybody, but whether it's the S-Lady or the A-Lady, It is super convenient, and you think, I know I could do so much more. Sometimes I need to know what I could do, and sometimes I need to know how I can do it. And it sounds like that's what you're going to target.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially looking into tying in, you mentioned the A lady, tying in different platforms, the Amazon platform, the Google platform, and so on to make things play nice. Recently, there's been a release of a standard that Apple has adopted, the Matter and the Thread standard. I'll be talking a bit about that, what to look for when you're buying accessories, so that you can make them all play nice in the same sandbox.
That will be really useful because I know there's so many people that are still confused over Matter and Threads, and to your point, trying to decide, do I just standardize on the S lady? Do I standardize on the A lady? Do I standardize on Google's assistant, or can I mix and match? And is it a good idea, or am I just setting myself up for confusion?
Yeah, this is one of the things with recent standardization, availability of standards. It's been a lot easier to integrate different products together, and there's also other software solutions that you could plug in to the mix to help move things between multiple platforms.
That's interesting. So are you referring to, if I tell the S lady to do something, she can then tell the A lady to do something?
Possibly, yeah. There's a couple of software products. One called Home Assistant, another one called Home Bridge, which um, basically connects all the different platforms together so that you can make a command on one side, and it might be allow you to invoke something. I'm looking at using that platform to exploring to use that platform to tie in the Logitech Harmony system that turns on devices in my entertainment system, and then have that integrated with the Apple Home Hub system.
Interesting. So, if you don't mind sharing, are you an S lady house? Are you an A lady house? Or do you have them all?
We used to have an Amazon Echo. Didn't use it much, so that one that one's been unplugged. So we're strictly Apple. Have several HomePods, and there are new features in the new crop of HomePods that we have that will give you the ability to monitor, for example, temperatures and humidity, and we'll touch on that as part of the presentation, as well as the ability to listen uh, for example, when the smoke alarm goes off, your HomePod can listen for that, and you can trigger a script with that as well. Part of the presentation as well.
Great, great. It sounds like one of those things that you're going to be addressing people like me who have played with it, have done some things, maybe not as much as I would like to, and I just need somebody to kick me a little bit and encourage me or force me to do just a little more.
Yeah, I think it's more of yeah, encouragement is the right thing to explore what else is out there. It's good basis to it's a really the first thing is to install all the accessories. That's the first big hurdle, and then after that is the what else can I do with this setup I've got. So I started with I think one switch in one HomeKit switch in the wall, and now we've got just recently installed a couple of wall ceiling can bulbs, and uh, they installed they were configured really quickly, and I got a couple of good hints about if you're installing something in the ceiling, what would be the best thing to do, and so on. Yeah.
Okay, tell us the truth, Kirschen. How many devices do you have in your home?
How many devices? If that includes Macs, we've got. Oh man, I
Well,
would
I'm
say
thinking
close to
I'm thinking
about
smart.
20.
Okay,
Oh,
I
smart
was referring to
devices,
smart home devices, but
smart home devices. One, two, three, four. At least 10. If you can't count the smart plugs and switches and so on, I've got more than that. But we have also the harmony system for the entertainment system, and it's sort of orphaned by Logitech. It still works. They aren't selling any more new products, but I'm trying to explore HomeBridge to see how I tie that in with the HomeKit Apple Home Hub system.
Now, earlier in the conversation, you mentioned shortcuts. And that I know is some can be a little intimidating to some people because it feels a little too much like coding, and people don't consider themselves coders. Is this? Do you feel like this is stuff that anyone can do, or is really approachable?
Yeah. We have to think of shortcuts as more of, if I was to go through the steps of pressing buttons on the home app to trigger an event, for example, the light is off, I want to turn it on, I have to go to the home app page, go tap on the light, and it goes off. But I have to see that the light is off and then turn it on. Or if it's on, I want to turn it off. So I want to basically toggle a light. And you could do that using a shortcut. And we'll go through that in detail. Basically, we look at the state, we make decisions. And the way shortcuts, the application on iOS and macOS and iPadOS is written, is it provides things in a visual way so you can see all the different steps you are putting in. And we'll take a look in particular at some of the decision making that we can do in a shortcut. So try to demystify and look at it more of telling the home system what to do as if you were doing it step by step and automating it. So I'm trying to demystify all this. It's not really programming, but it's giving instructions in a specified sequence of steps. Yeah.
Ah, I like that. That makes it sound a lot less intimidating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, last year I gave a presentation at Macstock on shortcuts as well, and I think the video is available in the archives if people sign up to Macstock and get the pass for the previous year. And I do have the slides on my website as well.
The other thing you said that caught my attention, that you and Jeff Gamet are coordinating your presentations.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, he's doing sort of the how to level up from your I've got HomePod, they play music and so on, how do I set up this home automation? It sounds intimidating, but I think he's planning on going in from ground level of I've what do I need to set up a home automation, and then running people through how do you use how do you set up, how do you use, and then you hand it over to me for the in-depth now that you've got your scenes and accessories set up, and you've got the home app where you can press and control all your devices. What else can we do with this home setup? And that's where I'm taking it. My presentation will take it from there.
That's good. Okay, so he's going to start us out, and then you're going to finish us up.
Yep, tag team presentation.
Well, and anytime you get Jeff to tag team, you're doing pretty good. Yeah,
indeed.
So, folks, we want to have you come and benefit from Kirsten's presentation, from Jeff's presentation, and from the presentations by all the other folks you're hearing on Road to Macstock. The good news is that Mike Potter, the organizer, has given everyone a code that we can share that can help you save $30 off attending. And that's $30 off either the 2-day session, the weekend sessions proper, or the third day, which includes workshops on Friday. Kirschen, your code for that $30 off is?
Free Range Coder. That's FREERANGECODER.
And if people don't know what that is, That's Kirsten's website. So you can also visit her at freerangecoder.com. .com? Do I have that right?
.com. You are correct.
Okay. All right. Wanted to be sure. I thought I had it right after all this time, but yeah. So you can use Kirsten's code of freerangecoder.com. You can use my code of MacVoices. It doesn't matter which one you use, or you just don't have to use any. But whatever you do, Macstock Conference and Expo.com is where you go to register for either the 3-day sessions or just the 2-day weekend sessions. It's going to be a blast. We really, really want you there because we want to meet you as new friends. It's a very welcoming, fun environment that, as you can tell, Kirsten and I both look forward to it each year.
Indeed. You will definitely learn something new. And since Dave Hamilton will be there, you'll learn at least 5 new things.
What, are you now Dave's agent? Is that it, Kirsten?
No. That's a famous plug he's been using. Yeah.
Well, Kirsten, thank you. It's great to connect with you again. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person and hearing all about your most recent adventures and maybe learning how to do a little more with my home automation.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Chuck. See you at Macstock.
It sounds good. Sounds good. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Again, we want to see you at Macstock. So visit Macstock Conference and Expo. Kirsten's discount code is FreeRangeCoder. Mine is MacVoices. I'll have those both in the show notes. Use one. Oh, you can't stack them. Sorry. So you can only use one. But use whatever you want to use or any of the codes from any of our other presenters and join us in Crystal Lake. We're going to have a ball. Until the next time, and as always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.